All right, today in the best of, Valentine's Day is, of course, just a few days away. And whether you're heading out or staying in, maybe you'd like to indulge in a glass of wine with your loved one.
Glass of wine or two, right? Yeah, today we're highlighting Washington's most romantic wine destinations, along with tips on the best local date night wines to enjoy at home. So we're here with wine and lifestyle expert Daniela Garrido with more. Thanks so much for coming in.
Thanks so much for having me. I'm so excited to be here. I always say Washington is for wine lovers. Like the same way that Virginia is for lovers, right? Washington's specifically for wine lovers. And that's because there are so many different romantic wine destinations that you can go to. Some are a little bit more of a commitment and some are just 30 minutes away, right?
Yes.
And so I kind of wanted to go through all of these options as in, okay, you are very committed to having a weekend away with your significant other versus maybe you just want to go away for like 30 minutes, right? Okay, so first I thought I would take you all to Walla Walla Valley. Obviously, an incredible Washington wine coming out of there, very like red, ripe fruit coming out of there. And first we have Spring Valley Vineyards. And so this is gonna be their red blend. And I always say for like a red blend, if you guys wanna take a sip of it, I poured you 2 glasses. I always say for like any red blend, you really have to trust the producer. You kind of have to trust that they're gonna come up with a good concoction for you. And this is gonna lead with Cabernet Sauvignon, but it's gonna have some Merlot, some Cabernet Franc in there. And I would say this is perfect for the couple that is looking for like a steak dinner at home or maybe is gonna be dining out. Always look for like a red blend that maybe leads with a cab.
Okay, what do you like about Walla Walla? Because I know you've been so many places in Washington.
I actually have not been to Walla Walla yet.
You need to go there.
Luckily, I do get to experience it in Woodinville through the different tasting rooms there. And so Spring Valley Vineyards does not have a tasting room in Woodinville, but they do all the way out in Walla Walla if you're open to that. And it's 4.5 hours away. So like I said, it's a commitment to want to get out there. But I think it's for that couple that really wants like a really in-depth experience and to be among the vineyards, right?
Okay, well, what's the next destination? Where else should we go?
So this one I have been to. It's Lake Chelan, and I absolutely love it out there. Just 3.5 hours from here, and you get to have these expansive views of the lake, but also you kind of feel like you're tucked away in Italy, which is why I actually brought you Chelan Cellars, because this one is inspired by Tuscany specifically, and they do tons of Italian wine. So they have like a Montepulciano, they have a Sangiovese. This is their rosé, and the reason I brought you a rosé is because a lot of people often forget that rosé is very versatile wine, and it can actually be had with most foods. So if you're ever on a date and you're like, I don't know what to have, I don't know what's gonna pair with what I'm eating, pick a rosé because it's gonna go with almost everything that you're
I always
eating.
automatically think about it for summertime, but it really is one of those things that you can have throughout the year, and even for like Valentine's Day.
Exactly. Why not? It's the color of love after all. It's like a light pink rosé, and I'll let a little light pink rosé, and I'll let you guys taste that over there. And so you'll notice that yes, it's pronounced Chelan Cellars, but it's spelled with a T, and that is actually to commemorate the Native Americans and just like the heritage of that area, which I think is really nice.
And that's very special to Washingtonians as well, you know, the native lands, absolutely.
Exactly.
I love the taste of this one.
Yeah, you liked it?
Go with
very
like
easy.
fish or chicken or that sort of thing.
Yeah, and like you said, you know, a lot of times you think, okay, rosé is just for the summer, but really it's year-round. In my opinion, one of the most versatile wines.
All right, very versatile, because you never know what to pair with what.
No.
This is also very educational.
Oh, I got you, girl.
Okay, next.
So up next, we are finally headed to Woodinville. So this is just if you're trying to just go 30 minutes away from Seattle. Woodinville is such a great option. I actually got to spend the weekend there. This is my 2nd year in a row that I get to spend the weekend at Willows Lodge Spa specifically. I know you've been before, right?
Fabulous.
Yes.
I need to go. I've heard so many
You
good
haven't been. You absolutely need to go. Not just, I mean, they have the Barking Frog there, which has an incredible wine list. You're going to get like great pairings there. But also the Willows Lodge does this thing during the month of February, which is love the wine that you're with. And so you get like a bottle of wine, you get some really romantic features with it, and you just get to be in a very romantic spot. And so I love Willows Lodge specifically because it's so close to everything. I mean, literally a hop, skip, and a jump away. Like I walked to Chateau Ste. Michelle from there, which is so nice because that entrance to Chateau Ste. Michelle is just like those beautiful trees, and you're like, okay, I'm in wine country, I'm ready. So yeah, we're here. And so they have tons of different wine tasting experiences. They even have a dim sum pairing, which I think is so cool. But they just launched a cooking class, and I think that's perfect for the wine lovers because I say the couple that cooks wine and that cooks together and drinks wine stays together. And they have a great cooking class. It's going to be led by their lead chef Megan, and she actually did a preview for us, and she paired some of these wines. So this is their Iroka Riesling, and this is partnered with actually a German producer that is very famous, and and this is their 25th anniversary of that vintage. So I'm sorry, their 25th anniversary vintage. So this is their 2023, and I'm gonna have to let you pick your adventure. So
I'm
gonna ask you a question.
Okay.
Which one of you is more of a sit at home and order takeout Thai food, and which one of you is more of a go out to a steak dinner?
Ooh, I like both.
that's what I like.
Or pasta.
Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and just be the one who wants to go out to dinner and
I would be
take
the
on
one
the
who would
challenge.
stay at home.
You would be the one that orders takeout Thai food. Okay, so I do not have pad Thai without a Riesling, specifically
Really?
this
Okay.
Eroica Riesling. It is so good. The Riesling just pairs really well with like spicy foods. And so actually in that cooking class that we did we did like a salad, and it also pairs really well with like citrus or like any peanuts. So like all of which are part of pad Thai, right?
Yeah.
Those peanuts, those citrus, and also the spice. And you try that with this Riesling and it's incredible, but also their Chateau Ste. Michelle Indian Wells Cabernet Sauvignon, perfect for like a meaty pasta
I believe
or
I've
a
had
steak.
this one before.
It's good. Yeah.
Yeah,
it's
I'll
good.
let you two taste it and let me know your thoughts.
Think about that with the peanuts and the Riesling and
Yes.
Yeah, and it's so, I mean, Riesling, anything citrusy, it's gonna have those like stone fruit flavors. It's gonna pair really well with a citrus meal. And then, of course, the Cabernet from Chateau Ste. Michelle. It's like Washington classic. Yep. Okay, last but not least, I feel like no day is done without having some dessert, of course. And so Bayern Moore is really known for their Pinot Noir wines. And they do this like sip and scoop tasting that I think is really unique. So they actually put their wine in the ice cream.
Whoa.
Yeah, so the ice cream's made with like the wine juice, but also with a bit of cheeses in it. So this one specifically has raspberry and mascarpone. And you really think like mascarpone is such a like rich cheese. Like how is that gonna taste in ice cream? But it tastes really well with the Pinot Noir. So I always say like Pinot Noir is perfect for the wine lover that wants a more delicate red wine that you can literally taste every single part of it, you know? And which a Cabernet, sometimes it's so overwhelming. There's so much going on that you just kind of are like, I'm having such a great time. But Pinot's like, if you want to sit back and you really want to enjoy like a light red wine, I always say like Pinot is my go-to.
Well, wine
and I will let you
okay, this is
try
the
that.
last tasting.
Cheers.
Oh my goodness.
You
Just-
absolutely
this
need
one
to
is
check them out. They're in that like wine alley area where the Woodinville Wine Alliance is, and they're like right in the corner. It's really cute.
It's good.
I love how Pinot
It's
Noirs are
different.
so
I know
light.
you love your Pinot
They are.
Noirs. Well, Daniela, this was
my
fabulous and so educational.
Thank
I
you.
just learned so much.
All within the span of a
little
few
bit of
minutes.
everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, that
I
was
got you.
awesome. We appreciate you. And yes, if you're looking for something to do this Valentine's Day, explore our state.
Wine tasting, that's right.
Washington is for wine lovers.
Yes, it is.
If somebody is making plans for Friday, obviously we only have a couple days left, but how do you sort of plan the pairing with maybe what you have planned at home if you're putting a dinner together, that sort of thing? How would you start?
Nowadays, so many people love to have their date nights at home. I think just something that came after 2020. And I would personally plan it, like if you were gonna order out, I think pad Thai is such a fun way. Like, I don't know why, that's just my go-to. And so Riesling, definitely for that. Like any sort of Riesling, so good for that. Steak dinner is so popular too if you're like a griller and like your significant other likes to grill. Anything Cabernet or a red blend that leads with a Cabernet is good. I think a rosé, if you absolutely don't know, right? If you have no idea how pairing works, go for a rosé. But also something we don't have on here that I really want to mention, sparkling. Sparkling is not just for special occasions, but also just for like celebrating life and love. And it's always going to give you that like warm and fuzzy feeling.
You love bubbles.
I love bubbles anytime.
yeah.
You do?
It's a good go-to.
And it just funny little tidbit while we were off air here, but you said that your middle name is Frederick.
It is, yes. And I was like, oh, this is what this one is called.
So that is actually Frederick Corkrum, which I think is such a funny last name and very like fitting. And they were wheat and wine growers in Walla Walla since 150 years ago. So if you're wondering who this man is, he's the OG Frederick, and his great-granddaughter still runs the winery today, which I think is kind of
Cheers,
interesting.
friends.
History. Cheers to that. Thank you so much for coming on our
Thank you.
Seattle, and
Thanks for
you
having me.
all for joining the conversation.
We'll see you back here tomorrow. Bye-bye.
Bye.